Ask the locals about a certain old hotel in the Udi Hills, and they will give you a specific warning. Stay off the third floor after dark. Locals claim a room up there remains entirely abandoned, sealed off from the rest of the building. Arun, a 26-year-old new hire on the night shift, has no reason to believe the rumors. He sits completely alone at the reception desk, surrounded by a quiet, empty lobby. The digital clock on the desk rolls over to exactly 2:13 a.m. The absolute silence breaks. 3 heavy, rhythmic knocks echo through the lobby. Arun checks the security feeds. The camera positioned at the end of the third-floor corridor shows a door clearly marked 307. Yet anyone who has walked that specific hallway knows the truth. In physical reality, the corridor ends abruptly in a solid, blank brick wall. 3 more knocks ring out. Arun realizes the audio isn't traveling down an open hallway. The heavy thuds are vibrating directly out from inside the solid masonry itself. The footage on the monitor contradicts the concrete of the building. Arun is staring at a spatial impossibility. Something is actively occupying a physical footprint that does not exist within the architecture of the hotel. Ignoring every protocol of the night shift, Arun grabs the master key. He climbs the stairs, walking past rooms 301 through 306, until he reaches the dead end, the empty expanse of plaster. He steps very close to where the door should be and presses his bare hand completely flat against the plaster. The surface isn't cold. It is radiating an unnatural, feverish heat. Through the warm drywall, a faint sound filters into the hallway. It is the muffled voice of a young child, whispering a desperate plea through the wall. "Please, don't tell him you're here." Before Arun can process the voice, the child speaks out again, warning Arun that something is standing directly behind him. Arun whips around. The corridor is entirely empty. The implication sets in. The voice inside the wall is terrified. Whatever is trapped within the architecture is actively hiding from a much larger, unseen predator that roams freely through the open hotel. By morning, Arun recounts the entire event to the hotel manager. Instead of dismissing the story, the manager goes pale, exhaling a breath of relief upon hearing that Arun never spoke back. The manager opens a locked cabinet and pulls out a piece of documentary evidence. This photograph was taken in 1987. It proves that room 307 was once a fully accessible, functioning part of the third floor. That same year, the hotel became a crime scene. 3 members of the family pictured, the father, the mother, and the young daughter, were found dead inside that exact room. The 4th family member, a teenage boy, vanished completely without a trace. Look closely at the surviving photograph. Pay attention to the eye line of the missing teenage boy. He is the only one not looking at the camera. His gaze is fixed upward, staring into the dark, empty space over the photographer's shoulder. He is wearing a wide, unnatural smile. The manager views this smile as a signature of intent. To him, the boy wasn't looking at a ghost. He was welcoming the very entity that eventually claimed the room, acting as the only member of the family who knew what was coming. Arun makes the only logical choice available to him. He abandons his job immediately, vowing to never set foot on the property again. The illusion of safety lasts exactly 1 day. The following night, at precisely 2:13 a.m., Arun's cell phone lights up. It's a call from the hotel manager, his voice panicked and breathless, warning Arun to stay away. Before Arun can ask why, audio bleeds through the receiver. Coming from the manager's end of the line are 3 heavy, rhythmic knocks. Arun asks the manager where he is hiding inside the hotel. The line goes dead silent for several seconds before the manager whispers his reply. He isn't at the hotel. He is locked inside his own home. The haunting has broken containment. The entity is not bound by the physical walls of room 307. It functions as a parasitic contagion, actively tracking and hunting anyone who acknowledges its existence, regardless of their geographic location. 3 months later, the property is condemned. Demolition crews arrive to strip away the facade and tear the building down to its foundation. When the workers break through the masonry on the 3rd floor, they find an architectural anomaly. Hidden entirely behind the plaster is a narrow descending staircase leading down to a heavily rusted door. Pinned to the wood are the numbers 307. They pry the door open. Scattered across the dusty floor are the skeletal remains of the 3 adult family members, exactly where they died decades ago. The remains of the missing teenage boy are finally located, but his positioning defies expectation. His skeleton is propped perfectly upright in a wooden chair. He is facing the heavy door. Directly above his skull, carved deep into the concrete block, is a grim confession written in Hindi. It translates to, "I wasn't locked in here. You were." The boy had constructed a permanent containment. He turned the suite into a terminal cage, choosing to be walled in with the entity to ensure it remained isolated from the world outside. The demolition crews finish their work. The entire structure is reduced to flat rubble. Yet, out on the empty dirt lot, the 2:13 a.m. knocking phenomenon continues to echo through the air. Driven by morbid curiosity, one worker grabs a shovel. He traces the vibrations and excavates 6 feet into the earth. Buried directly beneath the dirt, he uncovers one final, impossible piece of architecture, a sealed sublevel door. Pinned to the wood are the numbers 308. The worker pulls the door open into total darkness. From deep inside the pitch-black void, a child's voice echoes out, greeting him with 3 words, "You're early." Tearing down the walls did not eradicate the curse. Destroying the physical anchors of an entity only forces it to adapt. It burrows deeper, patiently evolving into a brand new trap for whoever is curious enough to open the next door. Room 308 still exists,